Hi, I'm Andy Walker from Digital Farm TV Rural News. Australian farmers became more pessimistic in the first quarter of the calendar year thanks to the strong Aussie dollar. Rabobank Australia's Rural Confidence Index returned from positive in the fourth quarter last year to negative during the first 3 months this year. More farmers said they expected conditions to deteriorate during the coming 12 months compared with those expecting conditions to improve. This was common across all farm sectors and in all states. Rabobank's General Manager for Rural Australia, Peter Noblanche, said it was not surprising that farmers were becoming more concerned about the liabilities arising from a strong Australian dollar. But it's not all doom and gloom in the rural sector. Last week saw the launch of the new Target 100 program, a brainchild of the National Farmers Federation, the Cattle Council of Australia, the Sheep Meat Council, Red Meat Processors and Meat and Livestock Australia. The program details 100 research projects underway to help beef, lamb and mutton producers make more sustainable use of their water, land and soil.
Target 100 is 100 initiatives to deliver sustainable farming of sheep and cattle. And to me, sustainable farming is adding and improving the environment rather than just maintaining it, and certainly not degrading it.
It includes other initiatives designed to reduce carbon emissions, recycle waste and use energy more efficiently. Cattle Council President Andrew Ogilvie said consumers had expectations about how their food was produced. It was up to livestock producers to demonstrate that production was sustainable and based on sound research. Researchers have found that tea tree oil may be an additional tool in an integrated organic approach to controlling blowflies that cause fly strike and also sheep lice. Research carried out by the Queensland Department of Employment, Economic Development and Innovation tested different formulations of tea tree oil and their insecticide effect and each formulation's impact on sheep blowflies and lice. The results showed that tea tree oil was effective in controlling all stages of sheep blowfly maggots, including eggs, pupae and adults. Dipping heavily louse-infested sheep in a tea tree oil solution 2 weeks after shearing killed the lice for up to 20 weeks after treatment. Jetting sheep with 6 months wool with a tea tree oil formulation reduced the number of lice by up to 94%. The report concluded that there may be a market for safe, environmentally friendly and low residue control, particularly in organic production systems. As reported exclusively on Digital Farm TV, the Australian pork industry is well ahead of the rest of the world in terms of welfare standards, with the industry voting to phase out sow stalls. This move was now being mirrored across the Pacific, with several major US pork producers now agreeing to phase out sow stalls and switch to more open pens. Under pressure from activists, major pork buyer McDonald's announced in February that its US suppliers would have to stop using stalls. In response, one supplier, the world's largest pork producer and processor, Smithfield Foods, last week set a goal of phasing out stalls by 2017. A Smithfield spokesman said the McDonald's announcement was a tipping point in the debate about stalls. Smithfield expects the cost of switching to open pens to cost $300 million. Pork Australia CEO Andrew Spencer has discussed sow welfare issues at great length with Digital Farm TV. Just click on Interviews at the top of this page. And in another example of Australia showing the USA how it's done, last week the federal court judge in the US has banned the use of penicillin and tetracycline in livestock feed to promote animal growth. The ruling compels the FDA to advise drug manufacturers that the popular antibiotics will be withdrawn for use in animal feed unless the companies can prove they are safe. The case was initiated by the Natural Resources Defence Council, which has argued that giving antibiotics to livestock through animal feed increases the risk of superbugs and other drug-resistant bacteria. Australia does not permit the use of antibiotics in livestock feed and limits their use to the treatment of sick animals.